None But the Lonely Heart. Now they're introducing dotted quarter notes. Dotted quarter note. You've already had dotted half note. Remember, on a dotted half note, it gets 3 counts in 4/4 time because a half note gets 2 and the dot takes half of the value, whatever it is, which is 1. So it gets 3. Same thing here. Dotted quarter note gets 1. The dot gets half of that, so the whole thing gets 1.5 counts. A dotted quarter note gets 1.5 counts in 4/4 time. Simple as that. Whoop-de-doo. So if you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, then the second measure is, in the right hand, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let's try this None But the Lonely Heart together. Where are you? Have to work out the hand position. Right hand is here and here. You're not going to be in an easy 5-finger position. Your hand, you got to work it out. And we're playing chords in the left hand. That's new. We better talk about the left hand. Now we're playing chords. A chord is 2 or more notes played at the same time. And here you are. The first measure, you have an F and a G played with the second and third fingers at the same time. But you're saying, wait a minute, they're not exactly at the same time. The notes are not on top of each other, because the second measure they are. And I'm saying they're played at the same time because when they have 2 notes like that close together, they can't make them vertical. They get in each other's way, so they have to stagger them just a little bit. But they're connected with the stem. Play them at the same time. So. And again, when you're playing more than 1 note at a time, try and get all the notes down at the same time. So those at the same time. What you do is you put your hand in the position that you need to put the notes down, and you drop the whole hand. Don't use the fingers to try and play chords with one hand like that. And stay loose. We don't want a stiff wrist. Stay loose. So it's here. To practice, take a look at the last measure of the first line. You got a 1 and 2 on the G and the B flat. The thumb is short, so to get a thumb on a B flat, you got to move the hand up into the black note area so the thumb can reach the B flat. Now don't stay up in the black note area any longer than you have to, because we don't like playing up the black note area. It's awkward, it's difficult, the fingers don't always fit. It just doesn't, it's not a good idea. So go up when you have to, and then for the first measure of the second line, get back out. Get back out. You don't need to be up there. Take a look at the second line, the third and fourth measures in the second line of the left hand. Again, we got the G and the B flat. And then in the last measure, you got an A and a C sharp. So you got to move the hand up using the same fingers. You're staying in the black note area because the thumb is playing black notes on each of these. And then for the first measure of the third line, you can come back down out of the black note area. Even though you might be able to play the G and the A up there, don't. Come out and play them out here. Don't stay up in the black note area any longer than you have to. So you have to work out these things during your practice and get them. They are pointing out in the second line, third measure, left hand. Remember when I was saying these accidentals, sharps, flats, natural signs, when they're in a measure, they apply from that point on for the rest of the measure. So that B flat, both B's are flatted. It applies to the second one too. But then once you cross the bar line, that cancels it out. It doesn't apply anymore. Same with the next measure, the C sharp. The second is a C sharp also, because it's in the same measure. Second line, second measure. Take a look at the right hand, the fingering they're showing. You got an F on the first note, thumb. Then you cross over to get to the E, so you can play the D with the thumb again. So you're crossing over the thumb. This is the first time we've been crossing over the thumb. Now, different people will teach this differently. They have different techniques for it, different styles. Some people will say, no, you never cross over the thumb. You simply move the hand very quickly. You don't need to cross over the thumb. I do not teach that. I was not taught that. So I recommend that you do cross over the thumb. So the thumb plays the F. You simply cross over it. It's not that hard. And then you're ready to go on. So be ready for that. So they're connected. They're smooth and even. Doesn't matter if there's pedal or not. You still do that. Okay. Now take a look at the third line. Second measure in the right hand. You're starting with the D. And then you've got the thumb on the A flat. But then the next A flat is with the second finger. That's getting ready so you can play the G with the thumb. That's normal, it's common, it's used quite a bit, so be prepared for that. Now, briefly, the last line, left hand, third measure. Is it the third measure? Yes. Third measure, the first chord is played with the 5 and 3. And the next one, same notes, but they're played with the 2 and 4 to prepare you for the 5 and 3 coming in again. I may not necessarily do it that way, but that's what they're showing, and it's a good fingering. You can do it that way if you want, that's fine. So let's try this together. With 4 times, 4 counts, so put your hands where they go, more or less. Is that right? Foot's on the pedal. I'll give you 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go.